Hello and welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we extended our AI tool with a fun feature, a joke and motivation generator. It looked a little something like this.
Believe in yourself and all that you are. Remember that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle.
But now it's time to level up. Today, we're adding a brand new function. Our tool will now be able to generate summaries from files, whether it's a Word document, a text file, or even Excel sheets, and deliver the summary as text or even as voice output. Here's a quick example. This summary was created from a C# Word document using just one click.
C# is an object-oriented programming language developed by Microsoft in 2000, combining the robustness of C++ with the simplicity of Visual Basic. It is statically typed, features OOP principles, clear syntax, and integrates well with the .NET ecosystem, making it suitable for developing Windows applications, web services, and enterprise software.
So let's dive in and see how to make it happen. We have to add two new controls to the tool. One button to load the file and one Como box to select the style that we want. If that is done, we set some styles to the Como box and we are ready to code the whole stuff. We start in the button click event. I will explain everything after coding. So relax and enjoy the music. First, we use an open file dialog so users can pick and file. Then, depending on the file type, we read its content. I will explain it later because some NuGet packages are needed to get this data. Now that we have the content of the file, it's time to send it to ChatGPT, but we don't just send plain text. Instead, we structure the conversation using two types of messages, a system message and a user message. Let's break that down. We create a new list of chat message objects, which will define the context and content of the AI conversation. First comes the system chat message. This message tells the AI who it is and how it should behave. In this case, we say, "You are a helpful assistant." Right after that, we append the instruction based on the user's selected style, like summarizing in bullet points or tweet form. This sets the tone and purpose for the response. Then comes the user chat message. This message represents the actual request from the user, in our case. Please summarize the following content. Followed by the full content of the file that we just loaded. Together, these two messages, the system message for context and the user message with the file content, give ChatGPT everything it needs to generate a relevant and accurate summary. This structured format is key to getting quality responses, and it makes the assistant feel smarter, more focused, and more helpful. Based on that, we build the prompt and let ChatGPT handle the magic. After just a few seconds, the summary appears in the response box, clean, clear, and ready to use. And just like that, your AI tool now understands documents. This feature is perfect for quickly scanning reports, notes, or long spreadsheets, and getting instant insights without reading through everything. Stick around for more powerful upgrades like this. And remember, we're not just building tools, we're building smart assistants. Let's take a closer look at how we read the content from different file types, and why we need special NuGet packages to make it all work. This part of the code uses a try-catch block. That means we're trying to load the content safely, and if something goes wrong, we catch the error and show a message to the user instead of crashing the app. Now, let's break down each case. Text files are plain and lightweight. C# can read them natively using system.io, without any extra library. So this just grabs the entire content of the file as a single string. If the file is a Word document ending with docx, things get more complex. .docx files are not plain text, they're actually compressed XML-based documents created by Microsoft Word. To read them in C#, we use a NuGet package called docx from the Words Net library. This package allows us to open a Word file, extract the raw text, and ignore all the formatting, images, or layout. It makes dealing with Word documents super easy, without having to install or automate Microsoft Office. If the file is an Excel spreadsheet ending with xlsx, we use another approach. Excel files, like Word files, are also structured and not plain text. We use another popular NuGet package called ClosedXML to open and read them. In this case, we grab the first worksheet, find all the used cells, and combine their values into one big string. This gives us all the data from the Excel sheet that we can then summarize using AI. Without these packages, we'd need to manually decode complicated document structures, or worse, force users to copy and paste text themselves. By using the right libraries, we keep the tool simple, smart, and flexible.
C# is an object-oriented programming language developed by Microsoft in 2000, combining the robustness of C++ with the simplicity of Visual Basic. It is statically typed, features OOP principles, clear syntax, and integrates well with the .NET ecosystem, making it suitable for developing Windows applications, web services, and enterprise software.
So now let's test the tool. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. Let me know what you think in the comments or what more you want to get from this channel. And don't forget to have fun.
C# is a modern object-oriented language by Microsoft popular for Windows apps, web services, and enterprise software. It's similar to C++ and Visual Basic, with key features like OOP, strong typing, async programming, and compatibility with other .NET languages. Widely used in desktop, web, game, mobile, and cloud development, C# offers productivity, a strong community, and cross-platform support through .NET Core, a reliable choice with a balance of performance and ease of use. Sharp Programming Languages Development.